Good evening. This is the video newsletter for Buy Sell Short for Thursday, April 28th. We're starting off with the Dow 15-minute chart. You can see essentially over the last 10 days, we've just gone vertical, 650-point move, breakout to new highs. We had the Fed meeting yesterday. Little different than usual. We had the Fed statement come out a couple of hours early, and then Bernanke hold a public press conference typically when the news comes out. But all in all, everything out of the Fed meeting, exactly what the market wanted to hear. Growth forecasts sort of downplayed a little, which is good for stocks because it means the Fed is going to continue, even when the QE2 is over, to pump in, $17 billion a month in reinvested dividends from all the billions and billions of dollars of mortgages they bought over the last year. Daily chart looks great. Looking at the Dow chart, you can see we broke out to new highs. SMH broke through new highs yesterday, gave it back a little bit today, and then look, Russell 2K also busting out to new multi-year highs today. For the most part, a lot of stocks were a little bit subdued today. Most of the action was in the large cap stocks. Probably start to see the small cap stocks, especially on a continuation in the Russell tomorrow, start to move. And if not tomorrow, definitely next week. So we are set up for a nice little move throughout the month of May. And then probably towards the month of May or the end of May, we'll start to see some weakness spread in as people anticipate the end of QE2. But before that, going to be probably happy times in the market. At least that's what it's looking like right now. But let's jump into stock plays. Of course, we have to go into NEI. They beat their earnings just like I said they would. But today's action, I don't know what to say. I mean, the stock was down 10% on great earnings. The stock is so undervalued. It blows my mind. But that was the theme of the day. I mean, look what ACLS did. Imagine a stockholder in ACLS today, stock down 70 cents, and they posted $90 million in revenue and a profit, and the stock dropped 25%. So, traders are just selling earnings reports right now, and it just sucks for, there's no better word for it. Time to go back to my stance of not holding stocks into earnings, no matter how much I like them. We had a possibility of the stock selling off. I actually would have rathered NEI miss their earnings report and sell off like this than to have them beat on a great earnings report and do this. It's just salt in the wound. Irregardless, this is still a gem play. We've got rock solid support at the 200-day moving average, 178. We had a lot of weak hands flush out of this stock today. We've been playing this stock for the last year. Days like this, we've been through them, and then a couple of weeks later, the stock is trading at new highs. So, it is what it is. We'll trade out of it. Sort of disappointing given the report they had, but, that's just the way it is. MCZ, we had a little bit of weakness in the gamer stocks today. All three down about the same, so we're still coiling at that 50-day moving average at 189. Likely ads on this would be COOL or GLUU breaking through the $4 level, would probably initiate another scalp play on MCZ. BIOD, nice little pop yesterday. These higher priced bios have really been going on a nice move. SNSS, BPAX from the pop scan, also ANX from the pop scan, all up nicely over the last week or so. So going back to BIOD, we really need that break of 230. If you're sitting on the sidelines, would look to pick up a scalp position on a break through 230 or a thinning 230 ask, and then stops on that ad would be 225, and a 240, 250 would be our targets on that. API, big spike on this one yesterday, out of the blue on volume. Both targets have been hit here, so we'll be looking to add back our positions if it dipped back, to the 160 area. But you got to love a trade. If you were sitting out there with your sells, you got a fat little profit on this one yesterday. OPXT continues to coil. This is a stock that's in a trading range right now, so it's okay, to take the small scalps. Jump in, 233, 235, sell, 241, 245, which is what we did yesterday when we sent that alert out. But a break of 260 on this one, I would definitely be looking to jump in or add to a position. So that is our watch spot on OPXT right now. Sirius continuing to try to break through that $2 mark. They've got earnings next week on Tuesday. Let's see if we can get a breakthrough tomorrow on that, and then we can jump in for a rule of two play. RNN, nice little breakout on it yesterday. Pretty volatile, retrace today, but it's holding its 20-day exponential. So a close above 126 again probably sets us up for a move back to that 140 level. WEBM, this is a stock we've traded quite a bit of over the last month or two. Nice pop over the last couple of days. Gave it up today, like a lot of stocks. Picked up some more shares on this one, 146 to 148 for a bounce back tomorrow. Typically what we've been seeing is stocks that run up big, give it up, they drop like 10% over a day or so, and then bounce back again. So bounce back spot on this one will be to 155, 160. So that's really it for the update. Actually, let me go into the popper scan video. We'll just do them all together tonight. First up on the pop scan tonight, we've got CVM. The penny bios have been sort of really hit and miss. We've had a couple of big poppers over the last day, but, I'm still on the fence with them. We tried a scalp on PARD that really, has done nothing for us over the last day or so. So breakout on this one is 74 cents. This one can be a tough one, but if it is able to break 74 cents, we could see some buyers come into it. MMG, gold silver play on the pop scan. We actually played this one in the chat room today. Gold sort of gave it up. Very volatile today. This one has some upside, 105, 110, 120. If you're playing it, 94 cents stops. GSAT. Looks like 131 is a breakout, but as you can see over the last couple of days, if you buy this one, 124, 125, you're getting a 3 to 4 cent intraday pop. So for those of you looking for those kind of small little trades, GSAT is one to look at. And if it got a volume pop through 131, we could see a move up to the 140 plus area. CDII next up on the pop scan, 135 break. Again, another stock that can be frustrating, but when it decides to go, it can go big. So 135, 136. Add spot on this one small. If I entered that, I'd place my stops at 130, and then 145 would be the target. CYCC, cancer biotech stock we've been playing in the chat room over the last couple of days. Has been acting pretty nicely. Definitely one I would pick up if it dipped under 140. It's had a pretty wild intraday move recently. That 200-day moving average at 152 is a breakout, so we'd also be watching that area for a possible trade. AIS, been on the pop scan for the last couple of days. Nice solid move up from the 160s area. 180, tough little area here. Do we buy 184 or do we wait for 188? This might be a setup sort of like ACAD, so I'd probably wait for a 188 break to add back into this one for a possible rule of two stock. AVII looks like, after we had that sell-off on the financing, looks like it finally was able to bounce back today. Nice little move. Where I'd be watching on this one would be a break of 194, 195 for a possible entry. Or, over the last few days, picking it up at 169, 170 has given a nice little intraday scalp, so that might be a way to play it. CPST, I traded this one crappily. We jumped into the chat room on it yesterday, 190, but the chart looks really decent. I would probably jump back into this one again on a break at 2, and that's what I'd be watching here. IRI, Bank of Ireland. Very interesting setup on this one. We've got RSI about to break up through 50. Positive MACD cross coming. Stochastics under 20. Buy trigger on this one would be 207 to 210 area with 225 and 250 as a target. So definitely one on strong watch. DSCO, nice little spike on this one today. We got a nice scalp on it in the chat room as well, jumping into it on the $2 break. Earnings, I believe, are in a week. I thought they were today. Otherwise, I would actually held on to this one. So we'll definitely be watching this one for some follow-through on it tomorrow. Last few times it's had a pop like this, it's sold off the next day. So let's see if it can stop that ugly trend and start one of those trends we've seen on stocks like USAT, ZLS, where they just ZLCS, where they just keep running and running for multiple days. So that's it for the video tonight. Any questions? Send me an email. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.